I'm Kelly Bynes, and I'm owner and occupational therapist here at Occupational Therapy Consulting.
And I'm Melissa Ward. I'm the counselor here at Occupational Therapy Consulting.
And we're here today to talk to you about co-regulation. Co-regulation is something that we encounter in our practice because it refers to or means parents and children feeding off of themselves, feeding off of each other. And we work with a lot of kids in OT who are dysregulated or who have difficulty self-calming. And so I raise it because I'm hoping to help parents learn to help their kids calm. Do you have examples of how you see it in your practice?
When I think of co-regulation, I think about two different things. So co-regulation can be a very useful tool when you stay in that adult ego state. You are calm and you are using your tools. But co-dysregulation can be very disruptive. And what I think that looks like is when your child is angry and frustrated and can't find something, and then you become angry and frustrated and can't find something, it turns into this vicious pattern. Children are very sensitive to our emotional state.
Yeah. And I think parents feel pressure to fix a situation. And sometimes it isn't about the parent fixing the situation or responding in the exact right way. It's about choosing the tool that's going to be most helpful in that moment. But we want to share a couple of strategies that can actually help with self-calming and co-regulation. One of the first strategies is taking a deep breath. Hard to do in the moment, but taking a deep breath when your child is upset is one way to actually help them pause. And I think that if parents can practice that and learn how to do that, kids are more likely to follow suit. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think the urge to reply and respond, whether it's in conversation or when we're having a moment with our children, is strong. So taking a moment to pause and take a deep breath kind of prevents you from saying or doing things that may not be in the best interest of the situation.
And taking a deep breath and pausing for even a few seconds can give a parent time to kind of process the situation and make a good choice.
And there are some other tools for co-regulation that can be really helpful.
Yeah? Do you want to share a couple?
I think anytime you're in a situation where greater co-regulation is required, putting some physical space in between you and your child is a good thing. Put your hand out, own the space around you to kind of teach everyone to calm, relax.
And I like how you put your hand out because that's a visual cue for kids, young children, or anybody actually who is escalating or is upset can't process verbal in the same way.
Right.
And so what we're saying is going to be less important than what we're doing. And a physical gesture, a visual cue to the child can help them maybe take some space. Another strategy that helps with co-regulation is almost the opposite of taking space, and it can be creating physical support that a child can get when they're escalating, if it works to help them, can be a really helpful tool. So sometimes a hug or just extending your arms to show them that you're open, and even just standing side by side can help the child feel like they're not alone in whatever that intense emotion is.
Sure, and the physical touch can be kind of a game changer, and just like putting your hand out is a nonverbal cue, so is that touch.
Absolutely.
So when a child's very dysregulated, we'll often just put a hand on a shoulder, hand on an arm, just to say, hey, we're here.
Yeah. And I think that's another good reminder that it doesn't have to be a full hug to use your body to help a child. The other and kind of last tool that I wanted to bring up was actually just kind of turning away, either gaze aversion, looking away, or turning the body slightly away from the child who's having the upset. I think that can be helpful again as a visual cue to the child that we're not going to fuel the fire.
Right. We don't want to get in the habit of reinforcing those behaviors that we don't want to see, and averting our gaze can help us to not fuel the fire.
And we'll talk in another video about sensory meltdowns versus tantrums, because we see a lot of both. And co-regulation comes up in both. And so you'll have to play around with these strategies in both of those situations to see what's going to be most helpful.
Right. A little bit of trial and error.
Exactly. Yeah. So this week, try and have some fun playing around with that, fun in the middle of tantrums and meltdowns, and hopefully it's helpful. Have a good week.